Hi and welcome to the FitLab TV Coronavirus Tips from the Bunker Day 1. The plan is to do a short little video each day to give you some tips and tricks on training during this time and hopefully help you to keep some sanity during riding the trainer for the next 4 weeks. So here in New Zealand we've been locked down at home for 4 weeks to stop the movement of the coronavirus, and so if we're not in essential business or going to the supermarket or picking up something from the pharmacy, we have to stay at home. So all our training is indoors or maybe around the block for a quick lap, but that's about it. So our goal with these posts is to give you a few tips on what you can do, how you can make the most of your training, pick up on those things that you have been missing out because you've been too busy training but not improving, things like your technique and your different drills that are useful, maybe stretching, big one for me recently, and also things like looking at it from, well, for a start we're going to look at it from 4 perspectives. So my perspectives are as a bike coach, looking at different training, sports science topics and things like that relate to the situation. Also a dad of 4 girls, so we've got the health perspective as well with the homeschooling during the break, and also entertainment and maintaining, I guess, a situation that's pretty normal for the kids, all being young. We've got twins at 6, an 8-year-old and a 9-year-old, so that'll be interesting. Also from a rider's angle, so not being able to train outdoors, for me that's nothing new because it's pretty much my life with 4 kids anyway. So but for a lot of you out there, that's pretty a first for doing all your rides indoors for the next 4 weeks, so you can look at some tips there. Yeah, from my point of view, I've maybe spent 5 days last year out on the road out of well over 300 days of training, but still competed at nationals and other things like that, so it is possible. And yeah, it's just really a matter of maximising your time and doing the right things. And maybe we'll look at talking to a few other people, like some pros, riders that I coach, other people, maybe dads or younger people, to get a different perspective as well. So a little bit about our background. FitLab is a company that does, or the goal was to bring scientific testing and coaching to all riders, not just the elite. I founded it back in 2002, and yeah, a little bit about, so we do things like lactate testing to get a profile of a person's lactate response to training, which also gives us really accurate training zones based on heart rate and power. And we do a few other things like body composition along with that, skin folds, blood pressure, various things that give us a bit of a picture about where a rider's at. Also, yeah, a little bit about me. I've been racing since 1989, which was a big year when Greg LeMond came back and won the Tour de France. Still remember it. Me personally, I've raced all sorts of levels, I guess, local club stuff, national races, spent a few seasons doing commerce racing in Belgium, a few other races around Europe and Asia, pretty ordinary sort of rider, but it kind of made me always want to do better, so I was always reading and researching about training and racing and different things that try and improve me. So that was what I did for university. I went and studied sports science and yeah, tried to apply my experience, I guess, and that stuff to coaching. We also have other coaches on board, but you can check all that out at fitlab.co.nz. Don't want to rabbit on here too long. Yeah, so the current situation in New Zealand is we're all on lockdown for 4 weeks, which means that we're really going to be getting used to that trainer. So what we can do, we've got to look at the positives here. So, you know, you can sit here and go, oh no, I can't get outside. Or you can go, flip, I don't have to go to work. I can sleep in if I want to. I can stay up late. Or I can train better, I can train a bit more, I can train a bit smarter. I can fix all those things around the house that I've been being a bit slack about for the last couple of years. Build that retaining wall, whatever it is. So it's an opportunity really. Spend more time with the family, jump on the tramp with the kids. So many things you can do. As far as training options go, you've got the indoor trainer, pretty obvious. You might have an old set of rollers around. Ride around if it's me. Haven't rode them for a month or two. But yeah, there's a good option if you've got these things. Like, you don't want to just be riding the trainer if you've got rollers sitting there as well, because that gives another angle. There's ways of making it harder to ride the rollers, so you're not just spinning and sitting in zone 1 all the time. There's a few tricks there. Also things like strength at home. If you've normally go to the gym and you've found yourself stuck at home now and you've got no weights or anything, there's different things that we can do there as well. So it doesn't always have to don't have to have all the gear. You can still get a pretty good strength workout without all the gear. So we can look into that. Also, if you've got a steep drive like me, which averages about 30 degrees, you might even be able to do some sprint repeats up there. Talk to Steve Bale about that, and maybe Scotty McDonnell, the other coaches who when they come to visit, I try and get them to ride up there on my wife's old Dutch Rattler bike. But they've both done it, so it's pretty impressive. The other options, look at improving those areas we've neglected, like stretching. Maybe I did mention jumping on the trampoline with the kids. It's actually surprisingly good for a bike rider because we don't do much weight bearing activity. So if you've got a trampoline, the kids would be happy to see you on there. Don't try and do a backflip. Did that once when I was about 40, not a good idea. Okay, what I'm doing, I've re-signed up to Zwift yesterday. I ride the trainer, but I haven't really been using Zwift. I'm more of a ride by numbers. I need to do this effort, so I ride at this for 5 minutes, whatever it is. I tend to ride just by effort and kill the time by watching the current Pro Tour races, which none of them are on. So resorting to classic races like that 89 Tour de France or the Giro from 1990 or something like that, or maybe some Dirty Armstrong classics. Things that get you motivated to ride and keep you busy, or maybe you want to watch the news. There's probably enough of that around with that and to keep your nose into that. So that's what I do, or what I'll be doing. I'll be riding the trainer, I'll be doing weights, I'll be making sure I stay flexible, or improving my flexibility. I'll be growing my beard, going to shave, and getting the groceries delivered probably. That's pretty much my life. And homeschooling the kids. And having everyone home, my wife as well, so we'll all be at home for 4 weeks, so that could be good. Right, so things I am recommending. So I watched a recent post shared to me by one of my riders on staying healthy, or how exercise is good for your immune system. I'll put a link below. It was a YouTube post by Dylan Johnson, who seems to be a pretty good young coach. Talks some quite sense sometimes, or most of the time. And worth a look. So I posted it in the notes below. But he was talking about, we used to get taught at university that you do a hard training session and that'll knock you back. It'll suppress your immune system, but some recent studies that sort of looked at a whole lot of studies suggest that that's not necessarily the case, and potentially it's the opposite. It wasn't the fact that the immune system was getting suppressed, because they were measuring leukocytes, and what was happening was the leukocytes were going more in your periphery to say, which means like your muscles and your to help repair, and so it looked like they'd gone or reduced or been suppressed, but what was really happening was they were repairing and growing stronger. So But anyway, I'm pretty misquoting everything there, so check out his post. He goes into the science and looks at the studies himself. So pretty interesting. So you're not hammering your immune system when you do a good workout, but you just got to be careful you don't dig a hole and do lots of hard days in a row. We don't want that during this time, and you don't want to be making yourself vulnerable. So yeah, keeping healthy. The workouts aren't the problem. It's when you just dig a hole and keep going hard every day. So that'll be something we'll look into in a future post. We'll look at some training suggestions. I've got my theories, my goals, or the way I look at things. Been influenced a wee bit lately by a sports scientist called Steven Sealer. I'll put some links to him as well, but he was a man that coined the term polarized training. And so basically that means training, you're either going hard or you're either going easy, one or the other. And you might go hard on one day a week, maybe two. Basically like 20% of your rides will be hard rides. So if you're playing it safe, you just do one in 2 weeks almost. Or you can get up to a couple. So you've got to be a bit careful there, but that's the goal. So the hard rides might include hard anaerobic short efforts. Say if you're trying to build anaerobic capacity, so short efforts of between 20 to 60 seconds with plenty of recovery, like 8 minutes. That'd be one example. Or probably more likely a hard ride to be working on your aerobic system. So you do VO2 max work, which there's a whole lot of ways to skin that cat, so we can go into that later too. But basically, during a time like this when you're kind of resetting, you haven't got any races for a couple of months, well, easy a couple of months, you've got some real quality time that you can dig in and improve your aerobic performance, your aerobic fitness, so your aerobic capacity, your anaerobic capacity. So anaerobic capacity is the ability to produce power anaerobically or generate energy anaerobically, so building up lactic acid or lactate. And aerobic capacity is pretty much like your old base training, so you've got a real good aerobic engine like the diesels of a sport. So yeah, so you kind of want both ends there. And how we do all that, how we factor it together, we can go into that. So yeah, so training during this time would be sort of what I would suggest a rider would do if they were doing base work. So some of that aerobic capacity work, some anaerobic capacity work, tiny bit. Strength sessions, that's very important, especially for everybody, but even more so for once you hit 35. Also, so on the bike, off the bike, strength, and then your lower intensity, so anything sort of below that 2 millimole level of lactate, or what can also be called around the ventilatory threshold 1, or that first, when you're looking at a lactate graph, the first little pickup of lactic acid, or lactate, sorry, and that tells us where you're starting to really work that aerobic system. So we'll go into those details a bit more later, they get a bit confusing, so we can dig into that. Also look at different drills, position work, stretching, all those things that help you, but you just kind of neglect when you only got an hour to train each night, so, or at 5:30 in the morning or whenever you do it. So, oh, excuse me, I'm sweating here. So yeah, we'll go into some of those. Maybe even look at putting some Zwift workouts up online so you can pick them out and do them. Actually, I'm not too sure how to do that yet. I've watched how to build them, but you can see how to save them, so look, watch the space. And also maybe look at doing some FitLab group rides or even workout sessions where we do a particular thing. So during this time you can come and join in. So I've got a bit of homework to do. All you have to do is watch the space and we can figure out what we need to do. Also things around health and overall recovery, getting plenty of sleep, probably been told to wash your hands like a million times in the last month. Just common sense, really. So yeah, we'll go through those things. And sort of scrolling down to make sure I don't miss anything. Yeah, so just to sum up. Oh, battery's gone. Yeah, so just watch the space. So subscribe to our channel, FitLab TV, and we'll keep an eye out for a post each day in the next 4 weeks, so we can maximise the training and make the most of what we're doing at home. If you have any questions, chuck them in the comments below, and I'll able to do a Q&A, or maybe better answer them at the end of each one. We'll see how we go. And hit a thumbs up if you like this and want to see more of it. Okay, sorry about the sweat. Happens when you're on the trailer when you're trying to post. Alright, talk to you tomorrow.